Hi everyone, how you going? It's good to be with you on this Monday, heading into Christmas, and what an amazing time it is. We've got Saturn and Jupiter aligning, which is incredible, and what's being referred to as a Bethlehem star. So lots of amazing energy. It has been amazing for me today during the day with my other readings and connections and things like that. But I'm so delighted that you could join me on such a prestigious evening as what it is tonight from about 7:02 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time and 8:02 in Standard Time. We're going to be able to, catch a really interesting glimpse of what's happening in Uluru. So if you haven't already done that, it might be worth having a look on Facebook because there is some incredible things happening on there in honor of this Bethlehem star, which hasn't been around since medieval times, which is amazing. So we're very lucky to have this in our lifetime. Anyway, good evening. I'm Michelle R. Price, the light worker, going to be doing some beautiful card readings for you tonight. So oracle cards. I'm also a medium, so connecting to past over loved ones. So let me know what you need. I can see there's some few people watching already. 37. Hello, Wade, my little mate. So really great to see quite a few people watching already. I know I've got Alicia on here. Hello, Alicia. Kerry Addison. I saw Alicia today. Amber, beautiful. McMahon. Sylvie Martin. Now, I'm going through your name, so just let me know. Hello, Chris, and Merry Christmas. Let me know if there is anything that you would like in particular. So, Jen, I love you. Love that. Jen, can I please have a reading? Beautiful. Jen Teeper, yes. I will do some cards for you. I've just got general unless there's anything specific. Into my next steps, Melanie Wellard, love that, yes. I will draw some cards for you, Melanie. Next steps, hey, we need to get some guidance around that. Hello, Lisa, thank you for the Merry Christmas. There are some people watching on my page as well, so I cross-post to Michelle R. Price, the light worker. Oh, Janine, you can't see it. What a bummer. What a bummer. Kerry, I'll pop you down for father. That's mediumship. So Kerry Addison, going to pop you down for mediumship with dad and see what dad has to say. So we'll do that in a little bit. Mediumship. Okay, Alicia. Alicia, I will draw a card for you, love. Goodness. Let me know if there's anything specific. Now, one-on-one, I do a lot of business readings, relationship, pretty much anything you can think of, past lives. As a specialty of mine, I do a lot of past life readings. Jamie Lee Cruikshank, yes. So just popping a few people down on my list. Now I'm going to get into the readings. So I'm not ignoring all the other people who are commenting, but I do like to at least get the ball rolling. And then if you've had a comment or a question or anything like that, and I haven't come to you yet, then just copy and paste and you can certainly reshare. Repost. Now, if you do want mediumship, in this forum, it is a little tight with time. So I do ask that if you would like mediumship connecting to loved ones, please just let me know who you would like to connect to. And I'll come to them in that way. So one-on-one, different story. You just come in, do your thing, and we read. But yes, when it's in this forum, a little bit quicker, then I do like to know who you want me to connect with, and I'm happy to do that. No problem at all. There's something reflecting at the moment. I don't know where that's reflecting off, something or other. Maybe it's my watch. There's something coming in the window. Okay, so Jen Teeper is after a card or two. So Jen, I'm just going to come to you first. I feel like fairies, all right, fairies. Jen, just going to connect your energy for a moment. Now, I do a little bit of health type stuff, so connecting into people to see what's going on internally, also, physically, and that sort of thing too. So just going to connect into Jen at the moment and just see what I need to mention, and then I've got my fairy cards, so I'm just going to draw some cards. You can see I've got my eyes closed. I am clairvoyant, so I see through third eye. So Jen, just going to come to you. Gosh, I'm dropping cards all over the place. My intention is if they're face up, then I'll grab them. If they're face down, I don't worry about them. So that's why, if you can see the cards jumping out, why I'm putting them back in the deck. Jen, just going to come to you now, love. Jen, what I want to say is I feel like I'm growing something new. It feels like planting seeds. Sometimes that comes up in readings where I'm giving people suggestions about certain things. But with you, I feel like planting seeds. It feels like making real progress. So this is new ideas, new projects, particularly womb space, creative center, sacral. So growing something new. And this is metaphorically speaking. So not literally, I'm going out in the garden planting these things, but more metaphorically. Yeah. So that's good. I can see it. Doing a bit of planting. Next year is a good year for those things coming to fruition. 2020 is a 4-year that's been about sort of building, you know, foundations, putting that down, making sure there's no cracks, because it really has challenged a lot of businesses. But 2021 is about putting layers on, so putting the different layers on 5-year. So Jen, just have a think about that. I feel like we're putting some things in the ground, planting. Wow, this is good. This is really good. So we've got business venture, putting things in the ground. Hooray. Business venture, that's kind of what I'm feeling with that. So new ideas, new projects, but it does feel coming from that sacral space. Connecting in with nature is being nice and present. So really focusing on, you know, touching, smelling, being around nature. It brings us back to the present, where we can notice signs and things like that. Meeting your true feelings to yourself is being open and honest with yourself about what you're trying to do, what you're trying to bring in. Yes, we can do our heart's desires, really important, but sometimes it's a bit of trust that goes along with that till we feel like we're ready, you know, to actually do that and pull that off. Summer is the warmer months. So definitely feeling like this year now, so currently in December into January into the summer months, that we are starting to do this. So planting those seeds during summer, the warmer months, really important. So Jen, I hope that makes sense. It is feeling like a little thing of your own though. So doing something for myself, so possible business venture. Could start as a side hustle, moving into our main job as well. Now, I'm just going to do next steps. I'm going to do Goddess Guidance. These are my Adoring Virtue cards. Hello to everyone who's watching on this Monday. What an amazing day. The Bethlehem Star. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. Really, really excited. Now, if I haven't mentioned you or seen you, just copy and paste your comments and I will come to you when I am drawn. Final year of schooling, Grace, love that. Grace, you're on my list, my friend. Now I have one mediumship request, but I do all kinds of readings. Past life when I'm one-on-one, not so much in this sort of forum, but past life. So Grace, final year of schooling, year 12, hey? Beautiful. So going to have a look at Grace and what that may look like for Grace. But yeah, business, relationship, whatever you're after, just let me know. Health, I can check on your health and things like that as well. So just let me know what you are after and I'll come to as many people as I feel drawn. I do try to get to as many people as possible. Nicole, yes, you have drawn my attention. Yay. Nicole, yes. So I'm popping you on my list. What an interesting surname. Oh, no one cares. Oh, I was going to say what an interesting surname. No one cares. It just clicked. Nicole, perfect. I've just put you down for general, my friend. So if there is anything else, please let me know. But at the moment, I'm just going to come to Melanie Wellard, who's after next steps. Now I'm going to close my eyes again, but I will check as soon as I open my eyes again who's posting and what you're doing. So Melanie, just going to come to you for the time being. I just want to connect your energy and make sure that there's nothing I have to mention there. Melanie, what I want to say here, it's quite interesting for me. You're asking about next steps, but what I'm feeling is I am almost looking in my rearview mirror. So this is quite interesting. It's difficult to get clarity moving forward if we're looking behind us, but I feel like I'm looking in the rearview mirror, sitting in the car looking backwards. So just have a think about that and how that applies to you and whether there's anything that you can change. Now this one has landed face up. And that is infinite supply. So that's past into now. That's a knowledge that we always have everything we need. We're never going to be in lack. So an understanding of that, that's past into now. So coming to terms with that is what I want to say. But with you, I feel like I want to look through the windscreen as opposed to in the rear view mirror. So just have a think about how that applies to you so we can see what's coming. Now, let me have a look at this. Now, I am feeling with you as well physically in my sacral chakra, which is creative center. So I feel like there could be a little blockage there, some work to be done, you know, to get that flowing nicely. That could be, you know, hip swiveling your hips, doing the hula hoop, any sort of action through that part of your body, through the hips, and that can be a bit around control as well. So it might be good to get the energy flowing through that part of your body. Now I'm just going to draw some cards for you and see. We've got infinite supply. What else do we need to know? There's also with you, Melanie, something around cooking, preparing food. So I also feel like this is really important. Whether I'm sort of doing this on the side, it's a bit of a, you know, side hustle or a bit of fun, but it actually feels like cooking plays an important role. Preparing, really looking at prep, stuff like that. Now, infinite supply is the one I showed you. Sekhmet is in the present, that is be strong. The cats are there as well. So the cats are a very dominant animal, dominant personality. So that's standing your ground, being assertive. Sekhmet is Egyptian. And Aphrodite, so the goddess that is connecting into your inner feminine, inner goddess, divine center. Inner wisdom as well. So there's a lot going on here, inner. But inner wisdom, drawing on that, that's a little bit about remembering. Also the owl, of course, signifies wisdom. So let me just see what we need to know around all of this. It's very interesting, Melanie. I feel like somehow food may be connected to this as well. Okay. Now, what this is for me, this is in the present, this is Sekhmet, be strong. What it feels like is a bit of a downpour, and usually that's emotion. So the, water, stuff like that, you can understand in this year, it's been difficult for a lot of people with COVID and things like that, but, continuing to plow on anyway. So despite whatever's going on in my external environment, I feel like just keep plowing on, plowing through, just keep going. So I want to encourage you in that respect, but it does feel like it's been a bit of a downpour, which is a lot of emotion, so difficult to deal with. Hopefully that makes sense, but I feel like steadfast. And don't forget, you've got that inner wisdom, so that's a little bit about remembering, remembering what I've brought in with me, the knowledge I've brought in with me. So really, really important. Alicia McGuinness is after general. So Alicia, let me do the Whispers of Healing cards for you. So I'm just going to do general for Alicia. Hello, Ange. Hello, Lee. I think it is. Karen. Hello, Michael. Tracy, hello from the UK, beautiful. Tracy, Carly Jane, just having a look through everyone's comments. Christy Lee Reason, yes, I am drawn to you, Christy Lee. So just going to come to you. I can feel that you really need this connection. And I love that you are very polite with your manners. So that's beautiful. So Christy Lee, I'm just putting down general unless there's anything specific. Diab, I'm happy to do mediumship. Just let me know who you wanted to connect to, because in this forum it's easier if we just jump straight in there. Amber, I'll do a past life on one-on-one, but I won't do the past lives in this readings because in this forum, because it does take a little bit of time. Paul Turl, love you, love, Paul. Now I do have my children's cards here, guys. So if you have kids watching, please let me know. I've got these delightful little children's spirit animal cards, which is so cute, and their messages are beautiful and quite profound. I've also got the children's wellbeing cards, so let me know if you do need anything in that respect. Then I've got the kids' cards here with me, so just let me know what you need. All right, so just going to scroll back down the bottom. Diab, let me know who you wanted to connect with, and I'm happy to look at that. And that's no problem at all. Best friend Damon. Okay, perfect. Diab, I've popped you down on my list. That is no problem. Sorry for making you do that, but it just makes it a bit easier in this forum because it takes a little bit of time to connect when we don't know who we're connecting to. Beautiful. Oh, Crystal Channing, daughter's watching. Yay. Crystal, I'll put you down for kids cards. I may just use these spirit animal ones, but we'll see. Daughter, so a bit of the kids cards there, so that will be super fun. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it because this is a very prestigious time. We've got this amazing Bethlehem star happening tonight, so if you feel to goosebumps, jump online and have a look at Uluru. There's a bunch of groups that have been set up to show this amazing star, and also what people are doing in Uluru with the crystals activating and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty amazing. So I'm just going to scroll right down the bottom. If I haven't come to you yet, feel free to copy and paste your comments, and I will hopefully be able to get to as many people as I can. Hi Leah and Paige, who are watching on my page. Teagues, hello my darling. Oh, that's interesting, Teagues. Yeah, I was wondering about your scam. That's fabulous. Alicia McGuinness, just going to come to you for general. Let me just draw some cards for Alicia. Then I'm going to come to Jamie Lee, Grace, and Nicole. No one cares, but we do care, Nicole. And then I'm going to come to a little bit of mediumship, and then move on to a couple more cards. Alicia McGuinness, just going to draw for you. Alicia, what I want to say first of all is these cards feel a little heavy, so I don't know if I'm going to use them. I'm going to switch to my psychic reading cards. I'm just going to come over here. They're a bit better. Yeah, they're a bit lighter for you. Good. Alicia, what I want to say is I've got a bit of optimism, so that's good moving forward. A little bit of optimism. Things can only get better. 2021. So that's good. I feel like I want to look ahead. Not living in the future, but looking ahead. You know, something to focus on. So things getting better in 2021. Whoops. Okay. So just going to draw a couple of cards and see what we need to know. Alicia, just a little bit of resistance coming up too. So just have a feel into that. You can release resistance through tears. There are other means. Sometimes it's in hips, control, things like that. So it can be handy, you know, stretching out your hips. Now, these are good. Wow, 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 wow. Tree of Life, past into now. That's where loved ones tend to congregate. 3 and 5 is 8, which is abundance, but the Tree of Life. So that's where our loved ones tend to congregate, the souls. So really important. That's a bit of a connection to that. So mediumship, that sort of thing. Tree of Life. Meditations in the present, that is a master number, so number 22. So master number, meditation. So connecting, getting that connection to higher self, higher awareness happening. And on the bottom of the deck, or future, moving forward, is infinity. So an understanding life goes on, everything is infinite, going around and around and around, never ending. So really important there. So this is quite a spiritual read here. All of these cards are quite spiritual. Now the bottom of the deck is that one. And that is on the cover of this deck. So the phoenix is the one who goes down, burns, goes up in flames, and then returns from the ashes in Harry Potter. You'd be familiar with that. So that is a rebirth, coming back, better, bigger, better, brighter, and brand new. So 2021, positive. I feel optimistic about that for you. Let me just see what the overall message is for Alicia, and then I'm going to move on to Jamie Lee. What I want to say is baby steps for you, and one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. The energy feels a little bit heavier than what, you know, normally you would feel. But I feel like one foot in front of the other, things looking up next year as well. With you as well, I feel like truth and awareness is really important. So switching on the awareness, but also truth, looking for authenticity, that sort of thing. Using your ability to judge, and not judge in a negative sense, but, you know, being able to tell the difference between someone who's trying to take you for a ride and otherwise. So really truth and integrity, really important for you, Alicia. This is moving into 2021. So really important. But life goes on, yeah, infinite. Around and around and around we go. So with you, this is a real spiritual awakening this year and into next year. So really understanding the infinity, life going on. Jamie Lee Cruikshank, thank you, Alicia. Jamie Lee Cruikshank was after General. So Jamie Lee, just going to come to Angel Therapy. These are Doreen Virtue as well. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Ray Louise, happy solstice. Thank you. Shalan is watching. Kaya is watching. Kaya wants guidance around work. Kaya, I'm putting you on my list down here. Takarangi Wanu. Beautiful. Kaya, you are on my list and you're after career. So I'm looking at my little iPad here because I cross-post onto my page as well. Jamie Lee Cruikshank, just going to do something for... Wow, Miriam, that's incredible. Miriam, you're on my list. You're on my list. Hang on, hang on. It's 1:30 a.m. in Canada and Miriam has to go to bed. Miriam has to go to bed. Canada, holy white man. Gosh. And if you want a reading for daughter, great. I'm assuming that's not kids cards, but let me know. Daughter seems like she may be grown up. But Miriam, that is amazing. Wow, congratulations. Being up at that time of the morning watching. Amazing. Jamie Lee, Miriam, you're on my list, so don't go anywhere. Jamie Lee Cruikshank, just coming to you for general. Then we're going to go to Grace, Nicole. Then we're going to do a couple of mediumship inquiries. Jamie Lee, just going to come to you. Just going to check in with your energy. Jamie Lee, I feel quite active in you around your solar plexus and sort of lungs. So that's the emotional centers, but the solar plexus in particular is our power and control center. And I feel quite active through there. That's usually the yang energy, the doing. So I feel quite active in that respect. I do feel a little impatient maybe as well. So a little impatient when this is going to happen, when's this going to happen. I do feel a little foot tapping going on there, but I feel like I got a lot of yang energy, which is wonderful through that solar plexus, and that is where we do the action from. Just drawing 3 cards for you, past, present, and future. I don't know whether I explained that a lot, but past, present, and future is what we're looking at. Oh my God, where did all those cards come from? A whole bunch of cards just appeared on the table, all face down. All right, Jamie Lee, General, beautiful. Now, it's interesting. Visualizing success. So that is positive outcome, positive outcome. Now, what I'm feeling with you is a lot of action, the yang energy, but visualizing success is the creation of something that's passed into now. So that can be a vision board, quite often vision boards, manifestation journals, things like that. But it's seeing the option or the outcome that I want, you know, that I'm chasing. In the present, it's letting go. So Michael is about cutting cords, attachment to, also letting go of the outcome. So if we're trying to manifest, we need to let go. So in the present, that's what we want to do. And I did speak about that briefly, I think, to the previous lady, which is around the control in your hips and maybe exercising hips a little bit, stretching them out, because it does feel like we do need to let go a little bit of the outcome. Wow, look at that for confirmation. Release, release. All right, so all it is for you, I feel like you're the action person. I feel like whatever I say I'm going to do, I do. But at the moment, what I want to say is we need to release. We need to let go so that this comes back to us. Now, if you focus, get nervous, focus on service is really good. So whenever we get, you know, nervous, not trusting, coming out of alignment, worried, things like that, then we do something for someone else. It can be voluntary, you know, giving away Christmas presents to the needy, stuff like that, to take our mind off it. So when you're trying to, you know, get out of the whole control thing, distract yourself. It's a bit of a distraction and it works. Okay, so Jamie Lee, I hope that makes sense for you. Grace Strelo, final year 12 we're into next year. So let me just ask, I may use these spirit animal cards, hey, they're nice. Or maybe Whispers of Healing, Grace. Whispers of Healing, do you want to do that? Yeah, I think I'll do these ones for Grace. They weren't quite the right cards for Alicia. These ones feel good for Grace. So thank you everyone for watching. If you do want to book a one-on-one, I am open over Christmas. So Amy Hickman, I've just put you on my list. Amy Hickman, you're on my list, and that is a connection to Mum. Gosh, all these people who are watching early in the morning, gosh, you guys are amazing. So Amy, you're on my list as well. Now, if you wanted to book a one-on-one or anything like that, I am open over Christmas. You can check my availability. There's a link in this post, and you can click on that and book now, and that will show you my calendar and when I'm available. So I'm going to have some availability tomorrow. So if you feel for a reading tomorrow, I am all yours. Grace Strelo, final year 12. Let's have a look at Grace. What do we need to know? Grace, I feel like with you, quite ambitious. Wow, that's incredible. Just flipped upside down on the deck. So Grace is heading into year 12 next year. Now, what's interesting about Ruminate is it's about a little bit about the vibration and vibrating at the frequency I want to vibrate at. So the flute actually clears out all the chakras. I play the flute. It's an incredible instrument. But also you can see coming out of the end of the flute is all those thought bubbles, you know, the rainbow sort of looking things there. So that's creation. So that's creating beautiful things moving forward. There's a lot of fantasy in there. There's the 3 little boys in the boat and stuff like that. A few fairy tales in there as well, Grace. So really good imagination that's passed into now. That's going to help you out a little bit. Not sure how, but we'll have a look at that. So definitely helping you out a little bit. The fantasy, the imagination, bit of an elemental for you, Grace. And that's someone who loves to be out in nature, looking at ladybirds, bees, butterflies, all that sort of stuff, connecting into trees, you know, nature spirits, flowers, all of those beautiful things. It helps us be nice and grounded. So it's important for you to ground, Grace. I hope that makes sense. So that's tree roots, feet on the ground, earth, bare feet, and envisioning those tree roots coming out and connecting and holding you down, because we can get a little airy-fairy sometimes, those of us with amazing imaginations like yourself. Now, Grace, a lot of this for you at the moment. So that's meditation. So that can be deep breathing, relieving the stress, strain. It does feel like you're quite ambitious and do have quite standards for yourself. So the moving into next year, that can be a little bit of extra pressure. So meditation, which is essentially just slowing down your breathing, you know, taking some deep breaths and things like that would be amazing. And same as the last lady that we read for, we had a couple of release cards. She's got the same. So release, letting go of the outcome, and I feel like you're going to achieve it. So this is for next year. You're going to achieve what you want to achieve, but the work is for you to let go of the outcome and just go through the process. But I feel like meditation, which is the deep breathing, is really going to help with that, help bring that energy in that you're after. So we need to let go. Now, bottom of the deck is negativity. And what I feel like with that one is to, surround yourself with people who have your back, who are positive, because you can see she looks exhausted there, and it is exhausting. So a bit of an empath is what I'm feeling with you as well, picking up others' energies, and it can drag you down. So this year, making sure you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, super positive, and the outcome is going to be wonderful. But you need to do the work with the meditation. Deep breathing, slowing your breathing is really important, Grace. Moving into next year. If you have a meditation practice you love, then that would be good to do during that period as well. Nicole, no one cares. Just going to come to you. I feel fairies for Nicole. So Nicole, then I'm going to do some mediumship. So Kerry, Diab, and Amy. So they wanted to connect to loved ones. Hello to Neil. Hello everyone who is watching on this beautiful Bethlehem Star evening. Melissa McIntosh, hello. Mish, Lara Mastonia. Oh, yes, it is Mish. She got it. Michelle Guest. Yeah, this is Larima. So how gorgeous is that? It's not a cheap stone. My husband nearly had a heart attack when I found it at the markets yesterday. But it is Larima. So it is really great for stress. If you do tend to get stressed, Larum is amazing for that. Calming energy. It's similar to the water energy in the body, and also throat space. So very good for communication. And yes, Mish, I absolutely love. And I was waiting for someone to notice and pick it up. So that's awesome. Thank you. Fertility, Leonie, yes, Leonie. I'm popping you on my list. So Leonie's asking about fertility. Let's see what comes out for that. I am very interested. Okay, love. Yeah, I can see what you've written. Perfect. I will draw around that for you. That's no problem at all. Nicole, no one cares. Just going to come to you to see what's going on with your energy at the moment. So I'm shutting my eyes, but I won't be able to see your comments, but I will definitely come back to you. So just copy and paste when you need to. Beautiful. All right, so just going to close my eyes, and I'll be back with you in a sec. So Nicole, no one cares, just going to connect into your energy and see. Actually, I'm going to do psychic reading for Nicole. Psychic reading cards, these are the Debbie Malone ones with the phoenix on the front. They're just amazing. Nicole, no one cares, just going to come to you. Nicole, what I feel to say is green with you. So just seeing psychically the color green. So green for me symbolizes healing. It also symbolizes a master healer, which is Raphael. But green is the first thing I want to say. So the situation's being healed, and I want you to understand that. You'll know what I'm talking about. But it's green first and foremost. Whoops. Nicole, I also want you to give some thought to career, and I'll see what these are, whether they support that. But life purpose, what I'm doing, how fulfilling that is, and whether I could be adding to or doing something different, side hustle, something like that. But I feel like that's really important. I just feel like there could be something more around satisfaction, feeling satisfied. It feels super important for me. So these are Debbie Malone's cards, the psychic reading cards with a beautiful phoenix. And as we saw before, we were rising from the ashes when I pulled these cards out before. Oh my God, that's amazing. How good's that? That's a phoenix again. Yeah, so same. Burst into flames, reborn, brand new, shining. It's a bit of a rebirth for you as well, same as the other lady that I read for from this deck. Loved ones in spirit is spirit trying to communicate. So that can be through dreams, visions, feathers, heavenly signs. There's dragonflies, butterflies, lady beetles. They're all really key when spirit's trying to, communicate. So that's signs from heaven passed into now. Letting us know they're around. Now in the present, Nicole, super interesting, hey? This is a bit of a connection. This can be mediumship, this can be through prayer, but connecting to loved ones. So that would show me that you've got a bit of a gift, but potentially we're not using it as well as we could or as much as we could, but that is usually a gift for me. White light. So that can be healing as well, bringing through energy through healing through your body. Really, really important. So we want to keep that energy flowing, looking for signs from heaven, but also keeping the energy flowing with the white light at the moment, really important for you. And that's what's the end result there. So a clear quartz or something like that will actually be really good at clearing out all of the chakras. So we're doing a little bit of that moving forward. That's why I'm seeing the green, and that is healing. Also represents heart space. So we do need to do a little bit of energy work. So maybe that's you going, you're getting a Reiki healing, that sort of thing as well. Receiving would be really good for you. But super important, clearing out all of those chakras. That if you are a healer yourself, using the gift, using the ability, and trusting that a little bit more. Nicole, that is for you. I hope that makes sense for you. Now we're going to do a little bit of mediumship. Hello to the 46 people who are watching on this amazing Monday. So the Bethlehem Star, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. When I jump offline, I'm going to be jumping on and seeing what they're doing in Uluru. Amanda Stevens, hello. Kimberly, hello. 3-year-old. Oh, yay. Kimberly, I've just come to you with your little son Xavier there. Kimberly and Xavier, 3. So let's do a card for Xavier and see what we need to know there, hey? Beautiful Denise De Jesus, uncle just passed away. Denise, I'll squeeze you in here and see if we can fit you into that mediumship section here. I'm just going to do mediumship now. So I'm going to disconnect again. I'm going to have my eyes shut. But feel free once I've got my eyes open to reshare your comments. Hello, Jay. Joe, Jay. I don't know. I combined everything together there. All right, Joe Schaefer. Beautiful. Thank you. Kerry Addison. Just going to come to mediumship now. So this just will take a sec. I'm going to do 4 mediumship connections in a row. Kerry, Diab, Amy, and Denise. So, and then I'm coming back to just some general cards again. So, Kerry, I'm just going to come over here for Father. And I've got the butterflies. So they actually work quite well in this sort of forum for connecting in that hour's time that we have together. So, Kerry, just going to come over here to Dad. Kerry, what I want to say to you is you're my strong girl. So there's strength that is pointing out here with you. So strong girl. And I feel like, you know, being tested with that, tried, you know, with that. But I feel like I want to say strong. Yeah, strong, great strength. I don't want to say stronger than you know. I want to say great strength. So that's the first thing I want to say. I also want to say you can do it. So I want to give you that push, you know, that you need. You can do it. Yeah. There's also a Cheerio, and this feels like to Mum. Oh, where did those cards come from? A Cheerio, and it feels like to Mum. So there's a reference to that, an acknowledgement of that as well. There's also awareness of Christmas, but I'm hearing change of plans as well. So I don't know if this is to do with COVID, but there's awareness of Christmas. I'm seeing the tree, the decorations, but there's like a feeling of change of plans or something like that. So there's an awareness of that, acknowledgement of that too. Just going to draw some cards for you. There's also reference to, and this is probably going to be, I don't know, one of your kids or something like that, if you've got children or yourself growing up as a child, but reference to scared of the dark, the nightlight. So whoever that relates to, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, that makes sense. So this will actually really complement what I'm saying, Kerry. Volunteer, I mentioned that before, that's doing something for nothing. So no expectation, you know, doing something just because you want to, you know, to help out, stuff like that. So that's very selfless. That's passed into now. So usually an indication that we're already doing that or thinking about doing that. Religion and spirituality. Perfect. So you can't quite see that because it's a bit reflective, but religion and spirituality, it's one of my favorite butterflies. They're up in Cairns. So Ulysses, that one. So an awareness with you. And I feel like the person who's afraid of the dark is generally the one who's gifted. So I'm feeling that with you. And it may be that, you know, Dad's trying to speak to you directly at the moment. So butterflies are a way of communication, but also when we're going to sleep or just waking up, it's another way for spirit to communicate. So religion and spirituality. Dad's showing me there's a bit of a gift because afraid of dark is usually I'm aware that there's something around me. Moving forward, so moving. So that is a change in the household. That could be someone moving out, someone moving in, but a move happening. happening. So usually that's around location as opposed to, you know, moving careers, but it's usually around a location, and that's moving forward. So the bottom of the deck is your clarifier, and that is windfall. So Spirit will often, with me, indicate that there's some extra finances coming in. I'm just trying to get the reflection of that light off there. So windfall is a bit of extra cash coming in, and Spirit will often work through that to try and help us get what we need. So putting it out there, thank you in advance, let it go. But volunteering is doing something without expectation of getting anything back. So that could be good to bring this in because you're putting out good jujus and then you have more coming towards you. So hopefully that makes sense, Kerry. Diab, best friend Damon, just going to connect to Damon. I'm just going to grab a drink of water. If you're doing a book of one-on-one and connecting over Christmas, so I'm not taking time off, apart from like Christmas Day, the obvious ones, Boxing Day. But if you want connections, there's a link in this post and you can click book now. And that will take you to my page and you can check my availability and all those sorts of things. I will stay online after the show and answer any questions you may have about what I do. I do mediumship as well, so helping people, you know, discover their gifts, develop their gifts, things like that. So if I haven't seen your comment yet, just repost. Diab, Ballon, just going to run through these mediumship ones and then have a look at what everyone's talking about. So best friend Damon, just going to come to best friend and see what I need to know there. Oh gosh, dear best friend, what it feels like for me is doing everything together, but it's like bro code or something. So it's like whatever's kind of said between us, you know, as long as we say this is bro code, then it doesn't go any further. So it almost feels like a really tight bond for me, really tight bond, but it feels like, you know, bro code is really important. So we can both be trusted with each other's information. I feel like that's really important to mention. We just have finances pop out as well, Diab. So finances past into now. So there will be a change with that. We'll see what that is. Yeah. Oops. Changing a mind in the present. Changing your mind. So that is, you know, we can always, if we get into a cinema, we paid for our ticket and this movie is awful, we can walk out. So we can always change our mind. We always have a choice is what I want to say. So really important to remember that. We always have a choice. We can walk away is what I want to say. Walk away, consider that. Dear, what is also showing me, and it feels like a cigarette or something, but it's like I'm lighting something, smoking something. There's a reference to that. I don't know if there's an encouragement for you to quit or whatever that is, but it's showing me smoking. I feel like I'm lighting something. So smoking something as well, a reference to that. Ah, beautiful. Now, Diab, just have a think about this in your life and what that may relate to. But there's someone in your life and your best friend is saying fair with a friend. So I feel like to really look at that, examine my friendship. So fair with a friend, just have a think about who that applies to. But that's someone who's only there when things are good. And then when things aren't so good, they're not there for you. So have a think about that, fair with a friend. That's not this relationship, but fair with a friend is what I want to say. So finances is past into now, changing your mind in the present. So I feel like consider walking away, and that's probably in line with what they're talking about with this fair with a friend, and leaving is also walking away. So really strong indications that this relationship, friendship may not be the best for you, you know, serving you. So really having a think about that. And also dietary changes on the bottom of the deck, that's a clarifier. And that is usually about raising your vibrations. So eating high vibrational food, which is plant-based generally. And also things that you grow in your garden, which is really great as well. So Dia, that is for you. Amy Hickman, just going to come to you connecting to Mum. I do thank your loved ones after we finish. And I do send them all back together. So I do that all at once. I just don't do it individually while everyone's sitting here watching. But I do send them back with great love and blessings. And it is a privilege to do the work that I do. Thank you. Lots of applause over here. So huge privilege. Okay, so just going to grab some cards now for Amy Hickman. Just connecting over to Mum over here. And then I'm going to go back and do some general readings as well before we finish up. Sorry, I was just adjusting my hearing. Amy, what I want to say, this is with mum. She's showing me a lot of gold. So, that could be gold jewelry, leaving my jewelry or something like that. But seeing a lot of gold. Gold can also symbolize, prosperity, abundance, stuff like that. But this does feel like a reference to gold jewelry of some sorts, whether I've like left that to someone, something like that. Hopefully that makes sense. But it feels like gold. I'm seeing that a lot. Yeah. Now, she is referring to a sister, so whether that's at her level, a sister who kind of wants some stuff, so that would be, I guess, an auntie for yourself, but it's a feeling of female close to her height. I don't feel like I'm coming younger, but wants some stuff as well. Yeah. There was a little bit of resistance here with the passing, so I feel like, fighting, stay alive, as long as I can. So I feel like there was a bit of resistance coming across here. You'll probably understand that. With you, I want to say looking ahead, so not looking behind at what's come before, but also looking ahead, looking forward to, having things to look forward to, bucket list, goals, dreams, all of those sorts of things really important. Mum's going to help you with that, so support you to make those things a reality. But I do feel like there's a strong reference to the gold, so hopefully that makes sense to you, understand what I'm saying. So some cards for you. Body changes. A lot of this is quite same for me. Body changes is recognizing, we can't eat, terrible food for the rest of our lives and stay fit and healthy. So body changes, becoming more aware of that as we age, gracefully aging in the present. So that's wonderful. And what this is an indication for mum to look after your health. So that's an indication of that. Make your health top priority. Not holding on to ill feelings. That's why we're looking ahead. Having something to look forward to feels important rather than, going back on what's happened and reliving that. Really important for our health. Now, courage, moving forward. So it's one foot in front of the other. Life is different, moving forward, but it's one foot in front of the other and having a little bit of that courage and strength. And we've got dietary change. So there's a lot for you around what we're putting in our bodies and really thinking about that moving forward, because it's coming under gracefully aging, body changes, dietary change. Mum's really trying to give us a hint here. It is all about food, drink, what we're putting in our bodies. So making sure that's nice and high vibrational for you, Amy. Denise de Jesus. Denise, I didn't actually write down who you wanted to connect to, and I have completely forgotten. So I might move on to, Uncle. Right, Denise, you are on my list now, Uncle. So I'm just coming to you as well. Thank you for putting that up there. I had forgotten who you wanted to connect to, and I hadn't written it down, so apologies for that. Nicole, hello. Yes, beautiful. Nicole, I really feel to study that, hun. Cabbage moths. Wow, that's really cool. Yes, love that. Have a think about the energy work, Nicole. Really support that. You're natural. You've got abilities there, and it will be wonderful for you to be able to do something with that. Leonie Tawara, you're on my list, lovely, and I will come to you. So I've got the family question, so definitely coming to you. Christy Lee, Denise de Jesus, Uncle. So let me just come over here, Denise, and then I'll come on to the other cards for the general readings. Denise, I've got a really interesting one for Uncle, and what it feels is quite ambitious, so quite ambitious. Now, I feel like with him, it's like, I feel like it's almost like Midas touch. It's almost like whatever I set my mind to, I can do, and I feel like quite ambitious, so hopefully that makes sense. What I'm also looking at is almost like a suitcase of money, so I feel like financially, perhaps we're trying to bring that across or something, but it looks like a suitcase of money. It would have been, I guess, a focus. Most of us do, worry about or focus on, money. It is essential for living, but I feel like a suitcase of money here as well. Nicole, there's also reference, oh, not Nicole, Denise. There's also reference to a little boy and to take care of the little boy. So either uncle, son, or your child, but I feel like taking care of the boy. So boy is a reference in particular. Denise, I also feel like he's referencing like whiteout, and whiteout for me is like, you know, almost wiping out the year or something, like just writing it off. But yeah, I feel like whiteout is wiping out the year that we've had. Now, let me draw some cards. These are from Uncle. We'll see what these are. I feel like with you, it's about status quo as well. So, you know, check in with yourself. Where are you at? What have you achieved? What are you hoping to achieve? But I feel like status quo. So really look at yourself and see where you're at. And moving forward, 2021, we're aiming for, wow, that's amazing. Good confirmation. Thank you. Be true to you is authentic. That's past into now. So a bit of getting a grasp of that, moving forward into the present. Hooray, new career. So something new on the horizon. That can be a side hustle. It could be your main career. So that's in the present. And look at this. I was seeing that suitcase of money. So finances moving forward are shifting. So that could be coming from, you know, this new career. If it is a side hustle, something I'm doing on the side, or, you know, it's my main job, promotion, something like that. But finances moving forward. End of an era is a big deal. So the end of the era can be, you know, that career coming to an end, the other career coming to an end, but also someone leaving the family, end of an era. So a big, you know, loss in the family. Let me just get the overall message, and then I'm going to move on to Christy Lee Reason. So what do we need to know for Denise? Yep. Denise, this is very interesting. It could be a little humorous, but what I want to talk about is a person who in the household who's like eating and leaving crumbs on the floor. And then it's like, I don't know if it's one of the kids, but it's like eating and leaving crumbs. And then it's like, you know, the creepy crawlers or things are coming in to eat those, like ants and stuff like that. So I feel like that was just a kind of a humorous reference. It could be the boy I was referencing, but it feels like, you know, leaving crumbs on the floor. Could be even in room. And then we have, you know, an ant issue or a cockroach or something like that. So it feels a little humorous, but I hope that makes sense for you over there. All right, so Kirsty Lee, thank you everyone, and I do send your loved ones back with great blessing and honour. Christy Lee, General, so just going to come away from the butterflies for a moment. Hello everyone who is watching. Isn't that amazing? What an amazing night. We've got this beautiful Bethlehem star. We haven't seen this since the Middle Ages. Crystal, yes, Crystal, I have you down, love. So it won't be long. I've got Christy Lee and Paul. And then I've got Crystal. So you're up in a couple. So I'll get through these ones. Yes. Miriam, yes. I've got you down. Absolutely. Miriam, with your daughter, does she need the kids cards? I can use these spirit kids cards, depending on her age. But yeah, Miriam's coming up next as well. So won't be long, Miriam. I know it's very early in the morning for you. Christy Lee Reason, just going to do general for Christy Lee. Just going to jump in here. Christy Lee. Christy, what I want to say with you is I feel a little hesitant. And I want to speak up about what my desires are. So I do feel a little hesitant with that, voicing my needs, wants, desires, all of those things. And I feel like speaking up. Mother Earth is an understanding of, you know, sustainability, building a house that's sustainable, all those sorts of things, being interested in the environment. It can also relate to someone who's a bit of an elemental. So an understanding of nature, spirit, all of those sorts of things, but maybe incorporating that into my life purpose as well. Inner wisdom, drawing on that. We all remember when we come in as little spirits what we're meant to be doing here, and I feel like drawing on that. So remembering, life is a process of remembering what that is. So this is a bit of life purpose for me. Fairness moving forward is everything works out in a fair and just manner. So if it's a redundancy, you know, obviously that's a blessing in disguise. So whatever is going on, it is for the greatest and highest good, and this is fairness moving forward. So it may not even have happened yet, but there is going to be a change, and that is going to be for our greatest and highest good. That cycles and rhythms is about listening to your body, following the fact that we are governed by the moon. We are largely water. And we do have that amazing Bethlehem star tonight. So really listening when you're tired, hungry, all of those sorts of things. Satisfying your needs is really important. I feel like for you, it's a lot about receptivity, receiving, as opposed to always giving for others, Christy Lee. So Paul Turl, just going to come to you. Then I've got the kids' cards. Paul Turl, General. Looking ahead into 2021, I think Paul wanted to look at. So looking ahead at 2021, might use the psychic reading cards. They're the Debbie Malone cards. If you want to connect with me, there is a link in the post, and you can connect with me and check my availability by clicking on the post. Hello, Melissa McIntosh. Kaya, I have you. Look, Kaya, what I did was I just Googled Uluru and Star, I think it was. And then there's a bunch of, private groups that have been set up to cover what's happening over there. So they're activating a bunch of crystals. So that's literally all I did. So hopefully that works for you. I've just signed up and joined a couple of different pages so I can watch tonight. Oh, Melissa McIntosh. Wow. There's a lot, hon. There is a lot. I haven't put you on my list. It is quite long, but I'll just add you here. And I may connect with you one-on-one, Melissa. I can feel like you need it. So keep an eye on message requests because you may get a reading for me. I'll just say general because there's a lot in there and just see what Spirit wants to talk about if we can get to you. Okay, Paul Turl, general 2021, looking ahead. What do we need to know for Paul coming into 2021? Paul, what it does feel like is a little brighter for me. There's a little bit more light. It does feel like some healing happening though. That's from 2020. So a bit of lingering energy. I don't want to carry that into 2021. I feel like I want to cut cords, but there is healing happening at the moment. So into 2021, I want, fresh energy, definitely releasing, cutting attachment to whatever I possibly can. And it does feel quite supercharged in 2021. I feel like I've been waiting. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. So interesting for you. Similar to the other lady that I read for with this deck, loved ones in spirit is paying attention to signs. That means being present, noticing the feathers, little flying creatures, all that sort of stuff. So noticing the signs from heaven, and that points us in the right direction. In the present, it is feathers. Now there's a little bit of trust around this, another sign from heaven. So what I feel like is your loved ones are trying to communicate. They're trying to get the message through, Paul. Whether or not you're listening, that's the other question. So paying a bit of attention. Now the best thing you can do for that is just literally being present. So walking around, being really present, conscious, and then noticing those beautiful feathers and things that are appearing, or the butterflies, that land on your face or something unusual. So there's a little bit of trust there. That was upside down, trusting the messages from spirit. Moving forward, 3 monkeys. Look at this. Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. So the 3 monkeys. So that is a desire there to, shut out what's possible. That's moving forward. So we do need to think about that, is, starting to be a bit more open. For me, it's a bit more open to spirit and spirituality from there, and increasing my connection and starting to trust and have faith, because that is blocking out. Now, what we're leading to, that's the overall message, is doorways, and that's what I'm really feeling for you. 2021 feels amazing, but I do feel like there's a bit of cord cutting, stuff like that, looking at examining what's come before and really looking within and not being afraid to do that. And then the doors are opening. Yeah. So 2021, good year, Paul. I'm very optimistic. Crystal, we've got the daughter watching kids cards. Here we are. We've come here. Yes. Spirit animals, children's spirit animals. Crystal, we are here with your daughter. So just seeing what I need to know there. I'm just going to connect into her. Thank you so much, everyone who is watching. Oh, white butterflies. Love that. Deanne, hello. Lisa has white butterflies around. Hello, Megan, CJK. Megan, I will do my best to get to you. I can see your messages popping up. I'll do my best. We are sort of moving up to close to time, but I have seen your messages, so that is great. And I am on every Monday, so every Monday from 6:15 Queensland time, Standard Time, and Daylight Saving Time at 7:15 during Daylight Saving. All right, Crystal Channing, just going to come to your daughter and see what I need to know there. Crystal, daughter's a bit of a thinker, so that means up here, so using my brain, which is good. So a bit of a thinker up here in my head. Let's just see what the card's going to show us. Now, these cards are based on the chakras of the body, so there will be particular colours based on the particular chakra they're relating to, but I feel like I have a good connection up here using my head, using my brain, so that's smart. Yeah, good. All right, so Mum may be able to explain some of this. I do speak very quickly. So if you need anything explained, oh, how good's this? How good's that? Coming up into headspace, trust your feelings. So this is more connecting into third eye. So it's like the indigo sort of color there. Horse, you know, with horses, they feel our emotions. And so when we come up to them and we're angry, sad, scared, whatever it is, the horse will react physically. So we have to be really calm around horses, and it's a really good way to connect to your emotions, because horses sense all of that. So trust your feelings, intuition. If something tells you that someone is a good person to talk to, fabulous. If something in you tells you that that person's not good to talk to, listen to that. So I feel like sometimes you really have to trust that, and it's important. You know, mummy obviously talks to you about stuff like that as well, but trusting your feelings, yeah, whenever you're coming across other people, that sort of thing. Hummingbird is cheer up. That's in the present. So that's root chakra. So there's 7 big chakras in the body. They're energy centers. Mummy will be able to explain more of that. But the root chakra is stability, security, feeling like I belong, things like that. And the word is cheer up. So that is about, you know, trying to be as happy as you possibly can be in every moment. We have everything we need, yeah, in our lives to be happy. Now, dream, a lot of this is connecting up into third eye for you. That's intuition. And pink is obviously connecting into sort of heart space and things like that as well. But it's intuition. So trusting your gut, that sort of thing. Noticing your dreams. So really noticing dreams, telling mummy about them or writing them down is really important. And if they're in color, it means sometimes that they could come true as well. Believing in magic as well. So I definitely feel like with you, there's a gift that is connecting back into root chakra again. So the crow symbolizes magic. So a bit of a gift with you. I'm pretty impressed, Crystal, with your little daughter there. So thank you for hanging on. I really appreciate you guys waiting, and I hope that all made sense for you. Kaya, just going to come to you quickly, and then I've got another children's card reading for Miriam. So life purpose here for Kaya, and then I'm coming to Miriam Harold, who's in Canada in the wee hours of the morning. So just going to come to Kaya first, asking around career, and then we've got Miriam, and we'll get that done as well. So Kaya, just going to come into your energy and just see what we need to know around career. Life purpose, these are life purpose cards, drawing virtue. Everyone who is watching, thank you on this Monday Bethlehem Star evening. So exciting. I'm so excited to get off here and go and watch the Bethlehem Star and what they're doing in Uluru for that. You know, surrounding yourself with crystals, really good. It's a good time to bring in new things, create. So sacral chakra, writing down a list of things that you really want to bring in for yourself will be a good idea. Now, this is for Kaya. So number 1, very creative, artistic. So using your artistic abilities to get the energy flowing. Often that is good for getting the energy flowing down the left side of your body, and using that in your career. So whether that's, you know, art therapy, something to do with, you know, a side hustle. There's all sorts of ways you can use artistic work, you know, having your own gallery, you know, that sort of thing. But it's also just getting the energy flow down your left side of your body, which is your feminine. Now in the present, it's environmentalist. So that generally is an earth angel. You can see she's got her wings. That's someone who has a real empathy with animals, and it can also sense things going on in climate change, bushfires, you know, all of those sorts of things, floods, natural disasters, looking a bit deeper into that and what that means. Teaching, that's working with young people. That can be through early childhood, school, you know, university, but working with young people, mentoring, helping healing. So the teaching really important for you. And the animals are there again. So the animals came up in the center there with the environmentalist, because that is an earth angel, someone who understands, feels, connects to, communicates with animals. So children and animals are your thing, and that's very elemental energy. That's what the fairies look after. So having a think about that for life purpose for you, children and animals, Kaya, and also the understanding of the environment as well. Now, Miriam, I'm coming to you with your daughter. Now, I'll use these spirit animal cards. I'm not sure how old your daughter is, but I'll use the spirit animal cards because they're nice and basic and general. Ah, that's interesting. That's very good confirmation, Crystal. Thank you. Very, very smart. Yeah, I'm feeling we need to give ourselves a little bit more credit. That was Crystal giving me some feedback about her daughter. Miriam Harold, Canada, just coming to your daughter. I'm not sure of her age, but I'm going to use my crystal animal spirit cards. And Megan, I'll do my best to get to you, huh? Yes, Sina, isn't it exciting? The Bethlehem Star, we're very excited about Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, and Saturn and Jupiter merging. All right, so Miriam, just going to come to you and your daughter and just see what we need to know there. Miriam, what I want to say is she'll figure it out. I feel like that's really important for you to hear. She'll figure it out. And I feel like with you, there's a bit of stress or concern for, that sort of thing. We all worry, about our children and family, immediate family. But I feel like with you, I just want to say she'll work it out. So I'll grab some cards and that'll hopefully clarify what I'm talking about. She'll figure it out. Yeah, she'll figure it out. Yeah. It's a process. It's a process. All right. Now, past into now, this is a little bit around self-love, how I feel about myself. So the swan, the ugly duckling, the little story there. So the swan, the beautiful swan, you're beautiful just as you are. Nothing about you needs to be fixed or changed is a really good affirmation. So this is around self-love for me. Looking within, seeing that beautiful swan within it, which is also sort of divine goddess. And that is, third eye as well. So an understanding, a knowledge that I'm beautiful as I am, perfect. Safe and protected in the present. Now that is green, and that is the wolf. So mother and cub there. Safe and protected. This is for your daughter and an understanding of that. So feeling it in my heart. And that is tying back in with root, which is this card. Now that one's upside down. That's a ladybird. And that one's upside down. So that means there's a little bit of work to be done, a bit of trust, and that's noticing the little things. So that's out in the garden, looking at the flying creatures, understanding the meanings behind them when it is from spirit and things like that. And that is stability, security, foundation. So really important for herself to feel nice and grounded, stable, secure, moving forward. That's going to be super important. Ladybirds are also a key sign from spirit. But in the present, you're safe and protected. So a lot of this is to do with foundation for your daughter, and I need to feel like I belong, like I've got a stable home environment, all that sort of stuff. So hopefully that's making sense. And another one for root chakra, trying something new, which is monkey. So monkey has a different perspective, but it means not doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result, which is a definition of insanity. So not expecting, something to change if I keep doing things the same way. So monkey as well. So hopefully that makes sense for your daughter. Thank you so much, Miriam, for hanging on. I hope that made sense. Now we are coming to a fertility inquiry. So I'm going to use my fairy cards. And this is for Leonie. So Leonie, just going to come to you now, asking around fertility. So let me have a look at that for you. Thank you everyone who is watching, and please let me know if you do manage to see the beautiful Bethlehem star. It is really, really fabulous, and I'm very excited about going and having a look at that. Miriam, okay. Miriam, hopefully that makes sense. Alison, I do Zoom readings. I'm not sure about the email readings, but I do Zoom readings. So Alison, if you want to message me, there's a link in this post and you can contact me if I'm not fully understanding that. But yeah, happy to answer your questions. So I do Zoom. I do readings over Messenger as well. So yeah, just let me know what you need. You can send me a private message during the show. There's a link in this post. So Leonie, just coming to you for fertility. Just want to check in with Leonie and just see what's going on there, what we need to know. Leonie, what I want to say, as soon as I'm coming into your energy, it is a little prickly for me. So I do feel like I need to almost go into a salt float, a salt bath, lavender bath, something like that. I feel like there's residual energy on me, prickly. Not a nice feeling, and I feel like I want to, remove that. So that would be salt and lavender, amazing, in the bath, but also maybe a float, the float centers will be really good. I feel like I need to remove some of that residual energy. It doesn't feel really nice, and that will be, bringing your vibration down as well. And when we're trying to, fall pregnant, bring in a fertility, do anything around fertility, we want to raise our vibrations as much as we possibly can. So float, salt and lavender in a bath will be amazing. Leonie, let me just draw some cards here and just see what else we need to know. Leonie, what I also feel like I want to say is don't restrict yourself. I feel like, sometimes we can go, super strict. Wow, that's good. Good confirmation. But I feel like, I feel like I want to splurge as well. And what I'm looking at is one of these like upside down cakes. I don't remember, my friend's mum used to make these. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they're an upside down cake. And she used to make them in a little cupcake type style, but there was syrup on them and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm seeing that and I want to indulge. It's almost a message from mediumship really for you, but I feel like I want to indulge. And you don't have to restrict yourself all the time, if that makes sense. It's nice to have fun, raise your vibrations, stuff like that, but get some of that residual energy off if you can. Affirmations is being super positive. So lifting your vibrations, thoughts, words, and actions being in alignment. So with what you're talking about with fertility, it's important to really examine thoughts, words, and actions. What am I saying? Is it positive? Is it helpful to the outcome that I desire? In the present, it's be yourself. Don't try and be anyone else. You are perfect the way that you are. So really being okay with who you are. Now, walking away, moving forward, that could be from a particular clinic, something like that. It's usually around walking away from an unhealthy situation. So as I'm saying to you, you know, with the restriction and the different things that we're doing, I feel like I just want to relax a little bit, and maybe walking away from, you know, anything that you deem, you know, not supportive. If the, you know, clinic or whatever you're at the moment isn't supportive, maybe to reconsider. Now, birthday is pregnancy and conception, and that's what I'm excited about. So the overall message is, one way or another, this child or these children are coming through. Birthdays, pregnancy, and conception. So really noticing that, being aware of that, and having faith in that outcome. But what we need to do is be comfortable with that. You know, thoughts, words, and actions being in alignment, attracting what we're trying to bring in, raising vibrations, expressing yourself the way that you are, being authentic, and not afraid to walk away if something isn't serving you. But we've got the birthday card, yeah, pregnancy and conception. Leonie, thank you so much for connecting. Kimberly, just want to connect to Xavier. Just going to do a little kid card. Hopefully it's not too late for little Xavier. So kid card for Xavier. So just going to have a look at that. So what do we need to know about little Xavier? Oh, what a good little heart there. Little heart space, lots of love. Very kind. So just drawing from my spirit animal cards for Kimberly. Very, very kind little soul. Thank you everyone for watching. And if you do want to get in touch, the link is in the post. I will stay online and answer your questions and things like that. Whoa, this is great. Little Xavier, big changes happening, the butterfly. That's transition, rebirth, different moving forward. And that is connecting into third eye. So the knowledge that big changes are happening, that's just something that we know sometimes. So we feel a bit of a shift, that's past. So what's come before into present. So the butterfly gets into a little caterpillar form, into the little chrysalis, and then comes out as a beautiful butterfly. So that's where you're heading, which is awesome. In the present, it's standing up for yourself. So if you're, you know, at school, and obviously you're not at school because you're 3, but when you grow up, it's really important to know that it is okay to be assertive and to stand up for yourself. So that is telling people, you know, no, that's not okay. And being really assertive. So standing up for yourself in the present, really important. That's the bear. And you can see the little baby bear there doing exactly that. Now moving forward, you've got a bit of a gift. So that's the unicorn, very magic, using your imagination. So you have a beautiful gift, and I feel like what you need to do is foster that, Mum, moving forward, Kimberly, foster that moving forward. So that is with, you know, creative books, fantasy, that sort of thing, will be really good to foster, because that is a gift. The imagination. It's also connected into third eye. So those two connected into third eye. Bottom of the deck, because these are all relating to your chakras. You're beautiful just as you are. So we had that before, and that is I am enough. You know, growing up, knowing that, you know, I love myself enough, all those sorts of things, and I do see what's inside. So that's really important as well, Xavier. Really good. Lifting you up. Raising those vibrations. Okay, I'm off to see the star, guys. So I've had so much fun with you. As I said, if you want to connect, there's a link in this post. Michelle R. Price, the Lightworker on Facebook. And I will be back, you know, at 6:15 Standard Time and 7:15 Daylight Saving Time next Monday. I never miss a week, and I am working through Christmas. So it's been so great to connect with you, and I will talk to you next week if I don't talk to you during the week. Have a great night. Bye.